Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
We finally have Rey's kit in hand, and it is time to go over this. In this video, I'm going to break down all of this kit. We've got some footage here that you see rolling right now, and we're going to talk about how we're going to use Rey in this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And again, as always, thank you for the support on my channel. Now today, I am joined by a very special guest. You know her as CrazyExcuses. What's going on, Crazy?
Hi, long time no see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been, let's see, I was with you at the airport this morning, right?
Yeah.
We just got back.
It's been a good trip.
Yeah, great trip, and man, I'm kind of exhausted, and we were trying the whole time to get our hands on footage of Rey, and not quite able to until we got back.
The second we leave, we get it.
Yeah. So, yeah. All right, well, I mean, I'm glad this finally worked out. I've been wanting to have you on my channel for a while. It's been kind of cool to see both of our channels grow. We kind of started around the same time, huh?
Yeah.
Right on. So, let's break down this kit. Now, before we get into it, what are you thinking about this at a glance, Crazy?
Oh, it's, for lack of a better word, it's crazy. Just like overall impression.
You're making dad jokes like Nick was last night on our live stream.
What's your favorite ship? Friendship.
Yeah, just overall, the major takeaways.
She looks great. There's a lot going on.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot to figure out. There's a lot of things to try. I can't wait to get my hands on her.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different components, different teams you could use her on. It's really interesting. Her leadership is particularly interesting.
Yes. Well, tell you what, let's tease them no longer. Let's read the kit. We're going to read this through, and then we'll talk through kind of some areas of the game we think she's going to work in. And a lot of this is going to be in theory. I mean, we're seeing some footage here that we've had a chance to look at, but really, I don't know about you, Crazy. I'm really anxious to get my hands dirty in this and test her out and find out where she's going to work in practice. But her basic ability, well, first of all, she's Rey Jedi training. She's a resilient resistance tank. So Rey's a tank, kind of like Kylo was when we got Kylo Ren unmasked, who avenges debuffed allies and controls the battlefield. Her basic is called...
She's not a Jedi.
And she's not a Jedi. I think a lot of people were wondering about that. I'm not surprised. I'm not really surprised that she's not a Jedi, to be honest. So, anyway, basic, countered strikes. Deal physical damage to target enemy. Damage is increased by 25% for each of the following. So hold on to your butts and listen to this one. Rey has no debuffs, or Rey has any buffs. The target enemy has no buffs, or the target enemy has any debuffs.
So it's benefiting you for your control on the battle, and it'll stack up to 100% extra defense. Not defense, damage. What do you think about these animations with that kick?
Oh yeah, it reminds me of Battlefront 2. I don't know how many of you guys are playing Battlefront 2, but she's got a little... How many of you have been killed by a Rey kick? I know I sure have.
How many times have you died from a Rey?
It's like Rey kick. I thought she was hitting me with her lightsaber. Somehow she kicked me and killed me.
Special number 1 is Defiant Smash. Deal physical damage to the target. Inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. But this healing immunity can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted.
Ouch.
So it's a locked healing immunity for 2 turns. Then it targets another resistance ally and dispels their debuffs, calls them to assist, and grants them foresight. So she does this locked healing immunity, then she calls an ally, she cleanses them, calls them to assist, and gives them foresight, and this has a 5-turn cooldown.
Now, I'm telling you right now, this is sexy with BB-8. This works really well with BB-8. Because what you do, and you can see it here, I'm going to show some, I'll throw some footage of it up, but you're going to call BB-8 to assist, you're going to throw healing immunity on them, and then you're going to attack, BB-8's going to attack, and then Rey, because of BB-8's abilities, is going to attack again. So you got 3 attacks.
Yeah,
boom, boom,
he'll
boom.
He'll always call a resistance ally because he's attacking out of turn.
Right, so if you got another resistance ally there, then theoretically you could call somebody else. But if you're running it in more of a meta set,
them.
maybe it's just Rey and BB-8 are the only resistance, then you've got a guaranteed Rey assist. So
Healing immunity. What do we love about this? Why
Barris.
do we love it?
because we hate Barris.
Yes!
See ya, Barris. I think this is going to hurt
Anti-Zeta
Barris. This is, or at least it's going to mean that we don't have to like shake up our arena teams to handle Barris. I know I'm used to throwing in Nihilus to just annihilate Barris because she's just annoying as heck. But if we've got Rey here, I could just use this ability on Barris. Make sure I've got General Kenobi either fractured or buff immunity, and then just plow through Barris. Done.
Yep.
All right, special number
Game
2,
set.
Mind Trick. This is cool.
Which is her ability in Battlefront. She has an ability called Mind Trick.
Yeah. So maybe Dice was over here giving them some insight. I don't know. It's like, and she looks like the Battlefront Rey too, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, dispel all buffs on target enemy and inflict ability block, daze, offense down, and speed down. Holy crap, for 2 turns. For each debuff inflicted, remove 10% turn meter, which can't be resisted. Holy crap. For each debuff resisted, remove 20% turn meter, which can't be resisted. Holy crap. And for each resistance ally, gain 15% turn meter. This attack can't be evaded.
And again, cooldown of 5.
I gotta work out reading that. That is an awesome ability. That's a lot of debuffs, a lot of turn meter removal. It can't be evaded. The turn meter removal can't be resisted. You're gonna remove a minimum of 40% turn meter, a maximum of 80% turn meter if all of those effects were somehow resisted. So I think it kind of functions. It's similar to Commander Luke having some turn meter removal there, but it's unresistible, so you know you're going to land it, at least 40% of it.
Mm-hmm. It's with all of these debuffs, it's kind of like a single target reverse illuminated destiny.
Yeah, it's good. I really like it. All right, let's get into. Do you want to go over the leader ability? I think this is really cool, and this is going to kind of get to one of my major questions when I knew that Rey was coming out is she going to work under a Zeta Finn, or is she going to try to replace Finn as the leader of the Resistance? So keep that in mind when we read through this.
All right. Here is the leadership ability, and it has a Zeta, so I'll try and split out the Zeta part before I say it. Resistance allies have plus 30% critical chance and plus 30% critical damage. When they score a critical hit, they have 70% chance to inflict expose for 2 turns, and that expose can't be resisted. So they are exposing on a crit,
Yep.
which is interesting. Resistance allies gain 10% turn meter when an enemy is exposed. So they're gaining turn meter on exposed, not on the exposed being attacked. It's the exposed being placed. Okay, now here's the Zeta portion. When a resistance ally uses a special ability, there's 2 things that will happen. All exposed enemies will lose 5% turn meter, and that can't be resisted. And if the ally that's using the special ability isn't debuffed, they will reduce their cooldowns by 1. So there's the little bit of cooldown reduction.
Looks good. I really like it. There's so much can't be resisted in her kit. I think that's something that I love about this kit the most so far, is there's so much that the enemy just can't resist.
So I think the reason for that is resistance with Zeta Finn were so dependent on RNG. If it went downhill, it went really downhill. It was really uncertain. You kind of had to be able to restart or get it going. So this is creating a lot of reliability. The turn meter and the exposes can't be resisted, so you know what you're getting.
Exactly. So it remains to be seen if this is going to replace Finn, and we'll kind of debate that here in a little bit. I want to go through the next 2 unique abilities, which are both Zeta upgrades. So we got 3 Zetas on Rey. I know you guys are going to love more Zetas. I hope you're saving those up if you're going to get her. But unique number 1, Virtuous Protector, and this is including a Zeta upgrade. Whenever an ally suffers a debuff, or when a resistance ally gains secret intel, so it is directly referring to BB-8's secret intel, Rey gains 8% turn meter. So, okay, so whenever an ally suffers a debuff, so when you debuff, or when a resistance ally gains secret intel, both of which are going to happen a lot, Rey gains 8% turn meter, so she is going to be fast. And what kind of makes me wonder, is she going to maybe function kind of like Baze, where you don't really need speed on him as much because there's so many buffs going around that Baze just kind of gains turn meter super fast. So I wonder if Rey might be the same way. Remains to be seen in practice. When Rey suffers a debuff, she has a 40% chance to dispel all debuffs on herself. And that's the Zeta upgrade. When she suffers a debuff, 40% chance to dispel all debuffs on herself. So that kind of feels like almost combat analysis, like where she's going to have a chance to dispel or cleanse herself. It's only 40% chance, but it's whenever she suffers a debuff.
It also kind of felt like Luke's Learn Control, where he gets 100% tenacity.
Okay,
A little bit similar.
Or maybe like Fulcrum Ahsoka. It's really hard to land a debuff on her. A lot harder on Fulcrum.
Yeah, but that's not the way to kill her.
Yeah, exactly. So Rey is going to be very tough to kill with debuffs.
All right, second unique, Insight. At the start of each encounter, Rey gains Foresight until she evades. Rey recovers 5% health, 5% protection when she evades. At the end of her turn, she will gain Foresight until she evades. If she had Foresight, she gains crit damage up until she's damaged. If she has crit damage up, she gains offense up until she was damaged. So that's the final text. And what do you get from the Zeta? This kit is complicated. There's a lot going on. So the Zeta gave at the end of her turn, if she already had crit damage up, she gains offense up until she's damaged. That's from the Zeta. And then the other part of the Zeta, at the start of each encounter, she gains Foresight until she evades, and when she evades, she regains health and protection. That's the other part of the Zeta.
This is awesome. I love this ability. One reason I love it is because I used to run Jedi, and I really relied heavily on Foresight. And so I love Foresight. I love seeing somebody swing and miss on my characters. And she's going to gain it so much. She's going to have it at the beginning of every encounter until she evades, and then at the end of every turn she's going to have it. And because she has so much turn meter gain potential from all of the debuffs that are going around, or wait, what was it? Every time an ally suffers a debuff, and every time a secret intel is gained by an ally, she gains 8% turn meter. So she's going to be going a lot. So it's going to be hard to kill Rey. I feel like the only options are going to be you got to fracture her or you got to annihilate her. Because she's just going to keep gaining. Foresight. And
if you think about Kenobi, he has a chance to gain Foresight at the end of every turn, and that is annoying enough. And she's gaining it for sure at the end of every turn.
And she's tanky. I mean, it remains to be seen how tanky. I'm really anxious to see her protection stats when she's at gear 12. What exactly is she going to have when you put decent mods on her? But based on the footage that we're seeing, it does look like she's got. She's got some pretty decent protection on her. This, to me, and kind of the discussion, and that rounds out her kit, by the way. One of the biggest things Crazy and I were talking before here is we got 3 Zetas. So like Commander Luke, one of the biggest questions we had is, what's the Zeta priority? Obviously, most of us aren't going to be able to give all 3 Zetas to Rey, as awesome as that would be to have 60 Zetas saved up. I think most of us probably don't have 60 Zetas saved up. I've got like 30 saved up. I
do, but they're not all going to her.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the question is, what's the order of priority? And this is let me tell you what my priority list is, and tell me if you agree or disagree. I would say we want to see Insight first. I think this Foresight gain is the best part of her kit from a Zeta standpoint. Yeah. The next I would say is her leadership ability, only if you plan on using her as leadership. And I'd want to first, before giving that to her, I would almost recommend give us a chance to test her out a bit. Once we get her in our test accounts, we'll put out videos and show you how she works. I don't know if everyone's going to want to use her in the leadership spot or not, so I might hold on jumping the gun on that leadership until it gets tested. Because if you're not going to use her in leadership, no reason to give that Zeta to her. And then lastly, Virtuous Protector. It's kind of like, it's nice to have, but I don't feel like it's essential to her kit. What do you think?
I totally agree.
Okay.
And we were mentioning earlier that this is the exact same Zeta order that we suggest for Commander Luke.
Yeah.
His second unique, and then his lead, and then his
It binds all things, leadership,
kinda,
and then learn control.
Yeah. Yeah. And she seems pretty versatile. She has a lot of resistance synergy.
Yes.
But I think she still could be versatile, so the unique is a good way to go for that.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of footage here that's looping of Rey with resistance, but also in current meta. We're seeing her with General Kenobi, with Thrawn. There's a lot of synergies here. With the Wampa. And I think, with Rey in the leadership, I think the Wampa could be cool. Give the Wampa plus 30% critical damage. Holla! He's gonna be hit so hard, especially against Rebels.
My arena team just cried out.
I'm pretty excited about her. I really hope I'm able to get her. I know a lot of you are probably going to be concerned that you won't get Rey. We feel your pain. A lot of us are worried about that too. I still need about 150 Chewie shards. So hopefully
double drops.
Hopefully
double drops are happening.
Yep, I'm gonna spend a lot on double drops.
So Resistance didn't really need another leader, except in arena.
Yes.
So I really want to see, and she has arena potential. This has potential.
Yeah. We
gotta get our hands on it. But it has a lot more potential than Finn.
Yeah.
Because they're getting the turn meter when Exposed is placed, so it's happening sooner than when Exposed is attacked. With Finn's, you'd have to kind of start getting it rolling. You don't come blazing out of the gates. You have to build it.
Yeah.
This might happen a little faster. It's, like I said, more reliable. You don't want unreliability in arena. You want to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and a big thing about Finn is his leadership is amazing on offense. And a lot of people think, you know, if Rey just had more Expose in here, and I was a little bit disappointed. I wanted to see a little bit more Expose in her kit, and it's only in her leadership, so she's not going to synergize with Finn's leadership. But that said, even if she did have Expose, Resistance on defense is still not going to target exposed enemies on the AI. And so I almost feel like this is a better option for the arena because it is, like you said, it's more reliable. It's going to perform better on defense, I think. And so while we all love our Zeta Finn, I think this is going to be a better option to get Resistance arena viable. And I really hope that it does make them arena viable. I think at least Rey and BB-8 are going to be a very dynamic duo. Almost, I don't know about you, but I almost feel like it's almost on a Chert and Bay status. Maybe not quite that good, but it seems to be in that genre of this duo is made to work together. All right, guys, that rounds out our discussion of Rey Jedi training. I'm super excited about her. I think she's going to work in a lot of different areas of the game, and we are definitely going to be busy as soon as we get her in our test accounts, aren't we, Crazy?
Oh, yeah.
To figure out where the heck is she going to fit in all of this. I'm anxious to work on that, but Crazy, thank you so much for being on my channel. I think this was really fun having you. As always, go ahead in the comments below. Let us know what you think about what we talked about today. Where do you want to use your Rey? Are you going to get her? Are you so frustrated because you're not going to get her? If so, please feel free to commiserate and I will pat you on the back and let you cry on my shoulder. I might be doing the same to you if I don't get her in time. I'm not sure if I'm even going to get her. And of course, go ahead and check out Crazy Excuses channel. I've got a card for her channel right above my head right now. Go ahead and click on that. If you haven't subscribed to Crazy Excuses, come on guys, get over there, subscribe to Crazy Excuses. She's got great stuff. Crazy, thank you so much for being on the channel. And as always, don't forget
My dead body.